In today's video, I am going to teach you how to calculate root and square using Power and Sqrt in Excel. We will be working with numbers that are already entered in column B, starting with cell B2. The goal is to use simple Excel formulas to calculate three related values: the square root, the square, and the cube root of each number. These formulas are useful when you are working with math, data analysis, measurements, or any spreadsheet where you need quick calculated results. Start by clicking cell C2, which is the cell directly next to your first number. This is where the square root result will appear. Placing the formula beside the original number keeps your worksheet organized because each result lines up with the number it was calculated from. Now type equals Sqrt open parenthesis B2, close parenthesis. The formula should look like this: equals Sqrt open parenthesis B2, close parenthesis. The Sqrt function tells Excel to calculate the square root of the value inside the parentheses. In this case, B2 is the cell that contains the original number, so Excel will use that number for the calculation. After typing the formula, press Enter on your keyboard. Excel will immediately calculate the square root and display the result in cell C2. At this point, you should see a number appear in the cell instead of the formula. This confirms that the formula has been entered correctly and that Excel is reading the value from B2. Next, click cell D2. This cell will be used to calculate the square of the same number. The square of a number means the number multiplied by itself. For example, squaring a value is often used in formulas, geometry, statistics, and many other spreadsheet calculations. With cell D2 selected, type equals power open parenthesis B2 comma space 2, close parenthesis. The formula should look like this: equals power open parenthesis B2 comma 2, close parenthesis. The power function lets you raise a number to a specific exponent. The first part, B2, tells Excel which number to use. The second part, 2, tells Excel to raise that number to the second power, which gives you the square. Once the formula is entered, press Enter on your keyboard. Excel will calculate the square of the number in B2 and show the result in cell D2. You now have both the square root and the square calculated side by side, which makes it easy to compare the different results for the same original value. Now click cell E2. This cell will be used to calculate the cube root of the number in B2. Excel does not require a separate cube root function for this. Instead, you can use the power function with a fractional exponent. Type equals power open parenthesis B2 comma space 1 slash 3 close parenthesis. The formula should look like this: equals power open parenthesis B2 comma 1 slash 3 close parenthesis. In this formula, B2 is still the original number, and 1 slash 3 tells Excel to calculate the cube root. This works because raising a number to the power of 1/3 is the same as finding its cube root. Press Enter on your keyboard to complete the formula. Excel will now display the cube root result in cell E2. At this point, your first row of calculations is complete. You should have the square root in column C, the square in column D, and the cube root in column E, all based on the number in cell B2. To apply these same formulas to the rest of your numbers, highlight the range from C2 through E2. This selects all three formulas at once. Look at the bottom right corner of the highlighted selection. You should see a small black plus sign, which is the fill handle. Click and drag that black plus sign down through the remaining rows where you have numbers in column B. As you drag, Excel copies the formulas downward and automatically adjusts each row reference. So the formulas that used B2 will update to B3, B4, B5, and so on, depending on how far you drag. When you release the mouse, Excel fills in the square root, square, and cube root calculations for all remaining rows. That covers everything you need to know.